Good evening, everyone. Adam here from Bull Logic doing another market analysis for you. We had another day of non-movement in the market. It's starting to become a habit here for August. As you see, we have a bunch of doji candles formed. We had one breakout and then a bunch of more doji candles. Yesterday in the market, we did have a nice little doji candle, but we saw a lot of underlying movement in the stocks. A lot of breakouts were sticking, even though the indexes were still red or just not showing any type of gain. Today we had quite the opposite. Even though we still didn't get any movement, we really didn't see much movement in the stocks. We're seeing a lot of fake outs and shakeouts going through, so that's never a good sign. But we didn't do any technical damage. We're still in this nice little downtrend that we're forming. We're coming in off that top after we smacked the uptrend. We're now pulling back to this lower trend where we can meet that 50-day moving average for a nice strong bounce higher. So we're still looking pretty bullish here. We're still able to hold these lows going in. So it's definitely a good sign to see here if you're a bull. Bears still need to make up some serious ground, maybe get a nice washout below this 50-day moving average. Looking at the Russell, we saw a nice digestion day here. We had a big run up yesterday, a 1.24% move. So having a nice digestion day where we don't really do anything, we're just kind of sitting there working off our move is always a good sign to see. See if we can push higher going into tomorrow, maybe get a continuation run from yesterday. The VIX is still staying a bit elevated here, mostly due to the two announcements that we have, one tomorrow, one Friday. What we have coming up tomorrow is the ECB, or the European Central Bank. They're going to make a decision about interest rates and if they're going to purchase bonds. So that's going to be a market mover, so definitely pay attention to see what happens there. And then on Friday, we have the employment numbers coming out, so you definitely want to stay tuned in that, see what's going to happen. They will definitely move the market. Looking at the NASDAQ, we still have this nice consolidation formed here, still a strong sector, staying over that 20-day moving average. I got a feeling this one's going to be a strong sector, especially with Amazon coming out with a new Kindle Fire, I believe tomorrow, maybe a phone of their own. So that could really help push the NASDAQ above these 390 level, that 3090 level. So definitely keep that on watch. Again, looking at some of the sectors, technology is still strong here, holding above that 20-day moving average, trying to break out of this nice little downtrend, that little wedge, that flag. Financials are still gearing up for a breakout. Biotechs have been extremely hot over these last couple of weeks. We had a nice breakout yesterday of the biotech sector and another digestion here. See if we can't get a continuation run or maybe just a washout. Again, we're going to want to tread lightly going into tomorrow just because the ECB is making that decision. So you definitely don't want to leverage yourself too high, either long or short. Remember, to these things, we always have a reaction, and then we always have a reaction of the reaction. So we could get a lot of shakeouts. So definitely keep your trading light as we move into heavy news areas. What I'm going to do is just focus on the strong setups in the stocks. We have a bunch of them listed in our watch list, a bunch of good charts out there. So I want to focus on the strongest ones, and I'll put my money into those and see if we can't get a movement. Not going to go too big into my positions until we can see exactly how the market's going to settle. All right, everyone, have a good night.